So we've designed this deep dive to be the perfect blend of depth and efficiency, giving you a rich and immersive experience of Osaka in the fall.
Yep. Think of it as your personal guide to really experiencing Osaka, not just observing it from a distance.
Exactly. We want you to feel the city's energy, understand its nuances, and, of course, indulge in its incredible food. Because, let's be real, Osaka is known as Japan's kitchen for a reason.
Absolutely. It's not just a nickname.
And we're going to savor every delicious bite of that reputation together.
It's more than just a collection of great restaurants, though, right? It's like food is woven into the very fabric of the city.
It really is. And to understand how deep that connection goes, we need to take a quick trip back in time to the Edo period, when Osaka was this bustling trading hub.
Oh, yeah. A central hub.
Strategically located. With access to both fertile lands and abundant waters, it naturally became a magnet for amazing ingredients from all over Japan.
You can imagine how that shaped the city, right? Not just in terms of the variety of food available, but also the culture surrounding it. This constant flow of goods, and people probably made them very open to new flavors and culinary influences.
Absolutely. And that openness is still palpable today in the city's vibrant markets. The emphasis on seasonal produce and the sheer diversity of dishes you'll find.
And that brings us to a word you'll hear a lot in Osaka, kudador.
Kudador.
Which literally translates to eat until you drop.
Yeah, eat until you drop.
But it's so much more than that. It's really a reflection of Osaka's passionate, and some might say relentless, pursuit of deliciousness and the joy they find in sharing good food with others.
It's an attitude. It's a way of life.
Exactly. It's a celebration of food as a central part of the Osaka experience.
So to really bring this 3-month fall journey to life, for you, the learner, we've delved into a ton of information. Think of it as your personal travel companion, packed with all sorts of insights and tips to make your trip unforgettable.
We've done the groundwork so you don't have to.
Over the next little while, we're going to build a sample daily itinerary for your autumn adventure. Cover the essential do's and don'ts for first-time visitors. Unpack some key local customs to be aware of, give you the lowdown on transportation, share some clever money-saving strategies, and of course, spend a good chunk of time talking about all the must-try foods that make Osaka such a culinary paradise.
We want to give you the foundation you need to have an amazing and enriching experience in Osaka, and hopefully inspire you to start planning your own trip.
Exactly. So let's get started, shall we? Let's start mapping out your 3-month Osaka adventure.
Sounds good to me.
Now, to really immerse yourself in the city and avoid feeling like you're just scratching the surface, we highly recommend structuring your stay around different themes, each month focusing on a different aspect of Osaka.
I love that idea. It gives each month a unique flavor and purpose. It turns a long trip into a series of mini adventures.
Precisely. So for your first month, why not dive headfirst into a full-blown culinary adventure?
Can't go wrong with that in Osaka.
I mean, it is Japan's kitchen. Right. So it makes sense to start there. Imagine spending the whole month exploring Osaka's diverse food neighborhoods, each with its own unique character and specialties, wandering through bustling markets, maybe even taking a cooking class or two to really get your hands dirty.
Yeah, get a feel for the ingredients and techniques.
And of course, devouring all those iconic Osaka dishes we'll be talking about later.
The thing about Osaka's food scene is the sheer variety. It's not just one type of cuisine. Each neighborhood often has its own little microculture of food.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Then, as you move into your second month and the leaves start to change color, we suggest shifting gears to focus on cultural immersion.
Getting deeper into the heart of Osaka.
Yeah. This is your chance to really connect with the city's history and traditions, explore historical sites, especially those connected to Osaka's Edo period heritage as a trading center.
Yeah. Think about the merchants and the markets and the bustling streets. There's so much history to uncover.
You could also check out local museums, maybe focusing on the city's mercantile past or traditional crafts. Keep an eye out for any local festivals happening in the fall. Those are always a fantastic way to experience the culture firsthand.
And don't forget about the people. Make an effort to talk to locals, get their perspectives.
Absolutely. Those interactions can be some of the most memorable parts of any trip. And finally, as your third month rolls around, we suggest using Osaka as a base for regional day trips.
Oh, expanding the adventure.
Yeah. Osaka's location makes it a perfect jumping-off point to explore the wider Kansai region, while our focus is on Osaka itself. There are so many amazing places within easy reach. by train.
Yeah, Japan's train system is amazing, so efficient.
You could visit ancient temples in Kyoto, hike through stunning mountain scenery in Nara, or even check out another culinary hotspot like Kobe, famous for its beef.
So many options. It's really up to you, the learner, to decide what kind of experiences you're looking for. Do you want nature, history, more food adventures? It's all within reach.
And the beauty of this 3-month structure is that it gives you the flexibility to adjust as you go. You don't have to stick rigidly to the plan.
That's key,
Right.
because sometimes the best experiences are the unplanned ones.
Exactly. Allow yourself time for spontaneous discoveries, those moments when you stumble upon a hidden gem of a cafe or a charming little shop, or you strike up a conversation with a local and learn something completely new.
And don't forget about rest days. It's a 3-month trip, not a marathon. You need time to recharge and process all the amazing things you're experiencing.
Pace yourself. Find that balance between planned activities
Yeah.
and simply wandering and soaking up the atmosphere.
Yeah. Embrace the slow travel mindset. Don't try to cram everything in, because that's when you start to feel overwhelmed. And you miss out on the magic of the everyday moments.
And speaking of magic, there's something particularly special about Osaka in the fall. The weather is mild and pleasant, perfect for exploring on foot, and the city is awash in beautiful autumn colors.
Yeah, the fall foliage in Japan is really something else. And there might even be some special fall foods to try. Seasonal eating is a big part of Japanese culture.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
So keep an eye out for seasonal menus and ask locals for recommendations. They'll point you to the freshest, the most delicious dishes of the season.
Yeah, it's all about embracing the shun, the peak season for ingredients.
All right, the learner. Now it's time for the main event, the food highlights. And first up, we have the iconic takoyaki.
Oh, yeah. Takoyaki.
You absolutely cannot go to Osaka and not try takoyaki. It's like a rite of passage. These little balls of grilled octopus are a true Osaka original.
They're everywhere. You'll see street vendors making them fresh all over the city.
The skill and precision involved is amazing. It's like performance art. And the taste, ooh, the taste is just heavenly.
Savory, creamy, a little bit crispy on the outside.
It's a perfect blend of textures and flavors. Next up, we have the wonderfully versatile okonomiyaki.
Okonomiyaki, the as-you-like-it pancake.
Yeah, think of it as a savory pancake, but with endless possibilities.
Nice.
It's made with a batter, cabbage, and then you can add whatever toppings you like.
Meat, seafood, vegetables, cheese, you name it.
It's all cooked on a hot griddle right in front of you, and then topped with a variety of sauces and seasonings.
The okonomiyaki experience is really fun and interactive. Often you get to cook it yourself at your table.
Yeah, it's a very social dish, perfect for sharing with friends. And it really reflects Osaka's openness to different flavors and influences. You can find okonomiyaki with Korean-inspired toppings, Chinese-inspired toppings, and of course, classic Japanese ingredients.
It's a culinary melting pot, all in one delicious pancake.
And for another deep-fried delight, you have to try kushikatsu.
Kushikatsu, deep-fried skewers.
These are especially popular in the Shinsekai area of Osaka, which has this really cool retro vibe.
Yeah, Shinsekai is like stepping back in time. It's got this really nostalgic atmosphere.
And the kushikatsu is the perfect accompaniment. You can find skewers of all sorts of things. Meat, seafood, vegetables, cheese, even quail eggs.
Pretty much anything you can imagine. Battered, deep-fried, and served on a stick.
And the best part, you can just order a few skewers at a time, so you can try a whole variety.
Yeah. It's a great way to sample lots of different flavors, and it's a very casual and social way to eat, often enjoyed standing up at a counter.
Now, for a taste of Osaka's more traditional sushi, you have to try box sushi, also known as oshizushi.
Goshilushi, pressed sushi.
This is a style of sushi where the rice and ingredients are pressed together in a wooden bowl.
It gives the sushi this really beautiful, compact shape.
And the flavors are incredible. It's a little bit more refined and elegant than the sushi rolls you might be used to.
It's definitely a more formal style of sushi, with a long history in Osaka.
And speaking of history, let's talk about dashi.
Dashi, the heart of Japanese cuisine.
Osaka is famous for its dashi, which is a flavorful soup stock made from kombu seaweed and bonito flakes.
It forms the base for so many Japanese dishes, from miso soup to noodle broths.
And the quality of the dashi really makes a difference. And Osaka has access to some of the best kombu in Japan, thanks to its historical connections to Hokkaido.
Yeah, apparently a prominent merchant from Osaka during the Edo period played a key role in bringing high-quality kombu from Hokkaido to the city.
Fascinating. So next time you're enjoying a bowl of delicious ramen or a steaming cup of miso soup, Remember that Osaka's historical influence is likely playing a part in that amazing flavor.
It's a reminder that food is connected to history and geography in so many ways.
And finally, we can't talk about Osaka food without acknowledging the influences of Chinese and Korean cuisine.
Osaka has always been a very cosmopolitan city.
Yeah, open to new ideas and cultures. And that's reflected in its food. You'll find subtle and not so subtle influences from its East Asian neighbors.
From spices and sauces to cooking techniques and even entire dishes.
It's all part of what makes Osaka's food scene so unique and vibrant. All right, let's shift gears a bit and talk about some things to avoid in Osaka, especially if you're a first-time visitor.
Yeah, some helpful tips to keep in mind.
First up, and this is something you mentioned, the learner, is the danger of information overload.
Osaka has so much to offer, it's easy to get overwhelmed.
It's tempting to try and see and do everything, but trust us, it's better to focus on a few key areas and experiences.
Quality over quantity.
You have 3 whole months.
Yeah.
So you can really take your time and savor each moment without feeling rushed.
That's how you avoid burnout and create more meaningful memories.
And while our information doesn't specifically name any tourist traps in Osaka, it's always a good idea to be wary of overly crowded places.
Yeah, especially those that are heavily promoted in mainstream tourist guides.
Sometimes the best experiences are found off the beaten path in those little hidden gems that only locals know about.
So do your research, ask around, and don't be afraid to explore.
And finally, one of the best pieces of advice we can give you is to avoid rushing.
Yeah. Slow down and savor the experience.
Osaka is a city that rewards a slower pace. Take your time, observe the details, soak up the atmosphere, chat with locals. That's how you truly connect to the city's soul.
It's not about checking things off a list. It's about experiencing the city with all your senses.
Now let's talk about some local customs that are helpful to be aware of in Osaka. First and foremost, we need to reiterate the importance of food culture.
It's not just about eating, it's a way of life.
Remember that kuidao or spirit we talked about? It's deeply ingrained in Osaka's identity. Food is a central part of social interactions, and sharing a meal is a way to connect with others.
Be prepared to talk about food.
Yeah, people in Osaka are passionate about their food, and they love to share that passion with others. So embrace it, ask questions, try new things, and don't be afraid to. Eat until you drop.
Within reason, of course.
Our information also mentions bustling markets, which are a fantastic way to experience local life.
Full of energy and color and delicious smells.
But it's important to be respectful and observant in these environments. Pay attention to how locals interact with vendors and navigate the crowds. Be mindful of personal space. And always be polite.
A little observation goes a long way in any new culture.
And while not specifically mentioned, it's worth remembering that basic politeness and respect for local customs are always appreciated in Japan. A simple bow, a nod of acknowledgement, or a heartfelt arigato can make a big difference.
It shows that you're making an effort to understand and appreciate their culture.
Speaking of making an effort, let's talk about getting around Osaka.
Transportation.
Now, while our information doesn't go into specific details about train lines or bus routes, it's safe to say that Osaka have a fantastic public transportation system.
As you'd expect from a major city and a former trading hub.
You can count on an efficient and reliable network of trains and subways to get you pretty much anywhere you need to go.
Do a little research before you go, though. Familiarize yourself with the train map and maybe download a navigation app.
That'll save you a lot of time and hassle once you're there. And don't underestimate the power of walking.
Yeah, especially in those vibrant food neighborhoods.
Walking allows you to really experience the city at street level, discover hidden gems, and soak up the atmosphere.
It's the best way to stumble upon those little hole-in-the-wall restaurants and street food stalls that you might otherwise miss.
All right, now for the all-important topic of saving money. While traveling in Osaka, our information highlights a key strategy that also happens to be incredibly delicious. Embrace street food.
Street food is your friend.
Not only is Osaka's street food scene incredibly diverse and flavorful, but it's also super affordable.
You can eat like a king without spending a fortune.
So indulge in all the takoyaki and kushikatsu your heart desires, and your wallet will thank you. Another tip is to check out local markets.
If they're accessible to tourists, of course.
You can often find fresh produce, snacks, and even ingredients for cooking at much lower prices than in touristy shops.
And it's a fun way to experience local life.
Plus, you might discover some unique and delicious things you wouldn't find anywhere else. And while our information doesn't mention this specifically, it's worth researching transportation passes.
Yeah, a lot of cities in Japan offer discounted passes for tourists.
If you plan on using public transportation a lot, a pass could save you a significant amount of money.
Do some digging online before you go and see what's available.
Now let's get into some more detailed advice about where to go and what to eat in Osaka. First off, our information really emphasizes the importance of exploring different neighborhoods.
Osaka is a city of distinct districts, each with its own unique character.
So don't just stick to the main tourist areas. Venture out, discover the hidden gems. Each neighborhood has its own special something to offer.
Whether it's a particular type of food, a historical landmark, or a unique atmosphere.
And speaking of food, let's do a quick recap of those must-try dishes we've talked about. First, you have the iconic takoyaki, grilled octopus balls of goodness.
A true Osaka classic.
Next, the wonderfully customizable okonomiyaki, savory pancakes with endless possibilities.
How do you like it?
Then, the crispy and delicious kushikatsu, deep-fried skewers of everything imaginable.
Find them in the retro wonderland of Shinsekai.
For a taste of tradition, try the elegant box sushi, or oshizushi, press sushi at its finest.
A bit more refined and formal.
And finally, don't forget about the importance of dashi, the flavorful soup stock that forms the base of so many Japanese dishes.
Look for dishes that highlight Osaka's renowned dashi. You won't be disappointed.
Our information also makes a fascinating point about Osaka's long history as a trading center and how that's influenced its food culture.
Yeah, it's all about access to fresh, high-quality ingredients.
Historically, Osaka has had access to amazing produce from the surrounding regions and an abundance of seafood from Osaka Bay, which was once known as Naniwa Fish Garden.
A fish garden. That's a beautiful image.
And that focus on fresh, local ingredients. It's still a key part of Osaka's culinary identity today.
It's what gives the food that extra special something.
So when you're in Osaka, be adventurous, try new things, embrace the diversity of the city's food scene. From street food to high-end restaurants, there's something for everyone.
And don't be afraid to ask locals for recommendations. They're the best guides to the city's culinary treasures.
So as our 3-month fall journey to Osaka comes to an end, the takeaway is this.
Osaka is a city that has it all.
It's a place where history and modernity collide, where you can indulge in incredible food, immerse yourself in vibrant culture, and experience the true meaning of Kuidara.
Eat until you drop.
But more importantly, it's a city that will leave you wanting more. So start planning your trip, The Learner, and get ready for an unforgettable adventure.
We hope this deep dive has given you the inspiration and the tools to make the most of your time in Osaka and to discover all the amazing things this city has to offer.